So I think I've mentioned this in other commentaries that I've done, but backtracking is something that's very common in video games, and it's kind of a mixed bag. You know, when it's done well, I think that it's an effective way of you know, adding depth to the game world, or cleverly hiding you know, budget shortfalls or constrictions. When it's done poorly, it can be quite tedious. Here we have a fair amount of backtracking in Rise of the Argonauts.
The royal grounds lie beyond this gate.
Yeah, I know that.
Let them through.
Yeah, let them
Remember,
through.
the eyes of Ares see everything on Mycenae.
So yeah, there's a fair amount of backtracking in this game if you feel like completing all the side quests. But the environments are so detailed, and I feel like there's so much just story built into the world that it doesn't seem like a chore to run back and forth through the city here. I'm enjoying the scenery. I'm enjoying running through the gardens, observing the architecture, seeing the people in the market running around. It makes up for the fact that we have to go up and down, up and down, up and down.
A cruel world where death is sport.
I don't know why, for some reason, I was expecting Hercules to be more of a...
cells, workshop, and champion's quarters lie inside.
I do.
Right.
More of a you know, I don't know, not necessarily bloodthirsty, but more of a rough and tumble kind of guy. He's actually a big softy, and I really like that they took that direction with his character, you know? That the strongest man in the world be also very kind and compassionate, you know? Which is quite different from what we would expect if we looked at the actual legends of Hercules.
Ah, Jason. Good to see you again.
Daedalus, there's an agent of King Minos on Mycenae. He asked me to bring him a feather from your wings.
Good old Damon. As predictable as the stars. It appears my time on this island has come to an end.
You know him?
He's been chasing my trail ever since I fled Crete.
What if I told him you weren't here?
He might not believe you. He'd likely try to verify it from a second source. Unless you brought him the proof he seeks.
You want me to give him a feather?
A feather would earn you his trust, and then you could tell him any story you like. Say, for example, that I left in a hurry just this morning, headed for Alexandria. I don't want to pressure you, Jason. The wings are there. Take a feather if you want.
Daedalus, I've heard Patroclus has an arrangement with an Ionian champion called Dokkan.
You too, eh? I know this much. That Ionian was here earlier to speak with him. He's a beast of a man. I used to scoff when people said the champions of Ionia were a match for any champion in Greece. Well, I'm not so sure.
Why is nobody entering this tournament? Does no one wish to be king?
Some of it is fear. Rumor is this Dokkan is among the best fighters in all of Ionia. Others are waiting to see what Achilles will do. But I tell you this, a few gladiators were boasting that they'd enter. Those boasts stopped after they met with Patroclus.
Why will Achilles not enter?
Who knows what goes through the mind of that peacock? He doesn't fear any man, but he might fear the thought of being a king.
Could he be convinced to fight?
Patroclus might be able to talk him into it, but he doesn't seem to want to. You know, he might listen to you.
I must go now, Daedalus. I'll speak to you again later.
Achilles is finishing up a sparring session. Patroclus should be up above in the stands, watching.
Alright, don't mind if I do. Plucked a little feather there. Looks like it's time to leave the underground zone. Yeah, okay, cool. What's over here? Have I been this way? Yes, I have been that way. I haven't been through this door, I don't think. No, okay. Or this door. Oh, that's the door to the arena, isn't it? Okay. Again, navigation is somewhat hindered by the fact that we're lacking any kind of mini-map. It's nothing too obtrusive, you know. As long as you have a decent sense of direction, you can pretty much make your way around the city. If you have a poor memory, though, you might find yourself turned around in these rooms and running back and forth. Okay, so before we go and advance that main story mission, I do want to go trick Matt Damon.
Champion Achilles refuses to fight.
Who's
The
that
fist
beggar?
of it. No time for fortunes, young king. The news must be cried, even if there's no one to listen.
Okay.
Ah, back again. I hear you've been in the arena. Did you find anything feathery?
Is this what you're looking for?
That's it, exactly. You saw Daedalus yourself?